So listen carefully. This is about remote desktop. This is about remote desktop. Guys, anybody done remote desktop practical? Remote desktop, or anybody having an idea of remote desktop?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Yeah. Okay. If you got confused any point, so then no problem. It is not that much of tough subject. But only thing is you have to do practically. If you have a physical environment, so then you can easily do, and you can also play with that one. Okay. We don't have any physical environment, physical systems. Three, four systems are there, not there. Of course, virtual machines also. We will feel very bored in that one. Okay. So here, see, this is my main PC. Understand the concept is very important. Okay. This is my main PC. So this is my main PC S1. So this is the P1, P2, P3. Just for a naming for understanding purpose only. Okay. So this is my one PC, one PC. Okay. So in this PC, I have some applications, serial applications are there. Maybe it is a office application. Okay. Maybe it is a office application, or maybe mechanical people, civil people do some running big applications or account application. Something application is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So that application I can't run in my PC. So I'm sitting here, I cannot able to run this in my PC. What I have to do, I want to do something in this PC, not always go to that PC. What I will do, I will connect this PC. Okay, and access that PC remotely. Okay, so we can easily access that PC remotely. So this is my S1 desktop. I can able to see. So for example, this is my desktop, right? So I've opened my paintbrush. I have my PPT is running, Chrome browser is running, a notepad is running, like that's right. So this is my PC, and I have a lot of applications, and a lot of applications are running. So you want to access, then what to do? Take a remote desktop. You can access my PC, and you can do what are the things you want to do. Like you want to check something, maybe you want to do some work on some application, or maybe you want to install some application, maybe uninstall applications. So whatever it is, we can able to do remotely. So like a remote access purpose. Okay, so that is a remote desktop. How it is possible to access this desktop through the network is remote desktop only. So what are the applications are here, and the desktop environment is there. That is I can able to access from here. The simple remote desktop. It is a one of the feature in our Windows machines. Okay. Of course, there is a VNC, Tiger VNC, something is there. That's a third party application, but this is by default in your Windows machines. Second one, here is a conditions also there. Windows licensing is different, like this. Windows is a single user multitasking system, right? Windows is a single user multitasking system. It means only one user can able to log into PC. For example, user one log into this PC. It means one user log into this PC. If I want to log into this PC, for example, user 2 log into this PC, mean P1, P1, okay, P1 user want to log into this one, cannot log in because it's not in domain. Okay, so we are not talking in a domain environment, it's direct environment. So you have to use U1 account only. Account name is U1. Then only we can able to access. Means one user, one screen type. Okay, one desktop. It means If I log out and log in from different desktop, it means it is log out automatically. Okay, so automatically it will log out and it log in here. So I will log out automatically. Second, you can create a multiple users. For example, forget about this one. I'll put a U2 here also, same thing. I have a two users in my S1 desktop, U1, U2. U1 is already login, and I log in here with a U2. I log in with a U2 in another desktop. You cannot log in because condition is one user, one desktop. Okay, two users cannot log into same PC at a time, directly or indirectly. At a time, more than one user cannot log into a PC in Windows system. Remember, understand? More than one user cannot log into any system. Direct system or through network means remote desktop. You cannot able to log in. So that is the standard rule. Okay. So one user, one desktop. Either this physical direct system or through network. So only one time only. If you log in remotely, you will be log out automatically. Okay. From main desktop. Okay. One question is there. So I said remote desktop. Remote desktop use a protocol to connect is called RDP protocol, remote desktop protocol. Anybody can tell RDP protocol port number.
3389.
Very good. Correct. 3389. Mm. You know why it is important now? Because it is not an important one. Okay. Exactly our classes. But always try to mix whenever it is there is a chance when you are studying it, mix with something which is remote desktop. Use RDP protocol. Topic is remote desktop only. Okay, so I will study only in networking. I will study the port numbers. Now I don't want to get it. Don't. So yeah, always connect the points. So then only we can easily learn and remember, and we can do the work. Okay, so that is one user, one desktop, RDP protocol, remote desktop protocol 3389. So this is the port number. Now, thing is, only one user can able to access the system one time, like that, right? So, problem is these are all normal PCs not having much hardware. Okay, so compulsory, all these users, these systems want to access this main PC because I want these applications accessed by every individual users from their own desktop. Means one PC, multiple users at a time they want to access. But what is the condition here? As per one license, one user, one desktop. So it is a one license kind of stuff also. License as per the license. So if you buy a Windows 10, means you will get a one license and multiple users want to access same desktop. How many license you have to take? Multiple license you have to take. For example, I have a 10 users are there. So why this is very light color? I have a 10 users are there. So as I said, one user, one desktop, because of it's a one license. I have a 10 users means how many license I have to take? 10 licenses I have to take. 10 users, 10 licenses you have to take. Okay, so one license, one desktop, one user. But if you have a 10 users want to access same PC, it means you need a 10 license. So what to do for this remote desktop licensing? So you have to insert a 10 licenses, means you have to buy, okay, you have to buy licenses from Microsoft. Okay, from Microsoft you have to buy 10 licenses. That's it. So if you buy like that, all 10 users can able to access same desktop with a different user account. With different user accounts, means user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, user 6, like the different names are there. So different users, and 10 licenses means 10 users can able to access at a time same piece. If in case my user base is increased, now it is 100 users, so it means 100 licenses how to take. So that is the thing. You guys understand this one concept? Okay, yes means compulsory. You guys confused? No problem. We will continue, so I don't repeat anything. Okay, here it is. One more color I change. Guys, try to understand why these many users, 10 users or 50 users or 100 users or 200 users should access same PC because of applications installed in the same PC, or to store the data in that PC. Application, use the application, it generates some data and store the data in a same PC only. Okay, so different set of application or a very powerful application is running, so you can't install in your same desktop, so you can access this application. Your duty is to access this application. For example, my company is accounting company, the application is Tally. Application is Tally, just some accounting application. Or maybe my application is something Oracle DBA. Okay, or maybe my application is Pro E, Katia, like that. So one single server, so single machine, and running an application, and multiple users required to access the application. So how do they will access? Through remote desktop. To get a multiple user access permissions, you need a licenses. So each license chargeable. So you have to buy licenses from the Microsoft, insert the license, and you will get a access permission. So this is the basic concept. And the question is why? Why means for accessing an application. And in your personal PC, you don't have an application. You don't require that application. Okay, if you want that one, you need a very good hardware. Think like a PC cost of a PC is high, right? Cost of the individual PC is high. You have to buy motherboard, you have to buy hard disk, you have to buy SMPS, you have to supply of course RAM, you have to buy processor, you have to buy motherboard, connections, cabinets, all these things you have to buy, right? So then it is cost will increases from something like a 15K with a very lower end to 35K with the average end. I'm not going with the super, just by average. So very low means 10 to 15,000. At least average computer required a 35,000. I have 100 users are there. 100 users, this much cost I want to spend. That is very difficult for a companies, right? So what they will do, they use a thin net, thin clients. Okay, this is a concept called thin clients. So what is this thin client? See, these are a very small boxes. If you see the cost, is a relatively small. Okay, 3,000. This is 10,000. That is a different structure maybe. So if you see, this is a very small cost. And look at this picture. So there is a one main connection. So it's a two main PC and a connection from there connected to small boxes, and small boxes are connected to monitor and keyboard and mouse. So like this is a box. Okay, so this is a main server type of connection like this. Okay, so what is this? This is not a thin client, it is a mini PC. Also we can use as for a thin client also. These thin clients having a connections, so to the thin client. So where it is, where it is. Okay, okay, to this small box thin connection, you can connect a monitor, you can connect a monitor, you can connect a keyboard, you can connect a mouse also. Okay, you can connect a mouse also. Yes, someone is supercomputer is different type of computer. Means how to tell supercomputer means it is very high speed communication, very high speed data processing capacity computer. Supercomputers means usually used in a scientific, like we have a corona now. So this when they trace the corona sample, they'll send to the labs, right? So they will test it what kind of virology department able to test it to get a faster result and to get a more accurate result. So we need a supercomputers mainly used for research and development side. Any other research like now we can use that is nuclear weapons, nuclear science, nuclear kind of stuff, right? Microchip modeling related. Okay, so like this, these are all supercomputers for high, very high processing kind of stuff. We can't buy it is because it's very costly, in a crores of cost it is there. Okay, next one is mm, mainframe computers. Supercomputers only for scientific related or a particular organization related purpose only. Okay, um, mainframes are for a mainly for banking purpose. Okay, because mainframes also second in a high configurations, it is not much easy to buy also. Only some organization will maintain, other organization will use that one. That is a mainframe computers. Okay, next level is now as per currently what are the things we say. Next one is bigger in a size, that is data centers. Data center, regular data centers like a blade servers, rack servers, storage devices, full set, one server, that is data centers. So normally after mainframe they said personal computers. Personal computer means our normal computers only, but we have to tell bigger in a size is the data centers. Personal computers, laptops, tops. But this is thin clients. What is this thin client contains? Simple, a small processor means like your mobile processor is there, Cortex kind of processors, regular processor only. You can see in here also any Amazon kind of stuff. Okay, here we'll go. See, it is 1.4 quad core CPU means a basic CPU. It is 1 GB RAM. It's a very good one. So 1 GB RAM is there, 3,000 rupees. Okay, so like that. You can see the brand is G1 Thin Cortex A5 CPU, like that. Not even a Intel ARM model. Okay, Pentacore Mali 450 like EMCC, like that. Okay, memory cards we can able to insert it. That's kind of hard storage. So very small storage space means basically a memory card type voice secondary memory storages, onboard memory chip onboard only is there. So the cost is very less because of the chip, means processor is not powerful, not at all powerful. The storage, secondary storage, that is also not powerful, not 1 terabyte 2 terabyte, maximum 8 GB or maybe 4 GB 2 GB storage is there. RAM is also like 1 GB 512 MB RAM 256 MB RAM only there. And it holds a small OS, means basic OS like a RDP connections, or a PuTTY connections kind of stuff, SSH connection, very basic user interface is there. Okay, next we can able to connect a keyboard, mouse and monitor, and also headphones we can able to connect it, headphones like that we can able to connect it. LAN connector is there, LAN connector, network connector is there. Some are comes with Wi-Fi also, so you can choose Wi-Fi one also. So how, what is this purpose? It is a very small box in size, right? So cost of this one is like a 3,000, 2,000, 5,000, like that. The cost of actual PC is reduced. Then what to do? So just connect your keyboard, mouse and your network cable and your monitor to a thin client, and configure your network and try to access your remote machine through the remote desktop. Okay, using remote desktop user account. Okay, and you log into your remote PC and you can see all your applications and use the application, complete the work, close it, log out and disconnect. So like that, you can do, you can't shut down anyway, but remote you can able to log out. That's the work is. So maximum companies, so a lot of companies are use this kind of stuff. Even you can see in a railway reservation systems, the black screen and all, they log into mainframe with the remote terminals only. Actually they don't have anything, just a small box only. You cannot, we can't install any normal OS also inside. Guys, understand this model? How to open a remote desktop connection from our side? Like there is a remote machine is there. Now I want to access my remote machine. How to access? So we can type remote desktop here, but I'm not typing. You can type it, but I'm not typing. Okay. Microsoft Terminal Server Connection. MS PCS. This is a remote desktop connection. I'm clicking on show options. Here remote desktop computer name or a, so your remote server or a computer name or IP address, the username. Okay. So just connect it. It will ask for a password and you can able to connect it. And also it is showing out what is display quality and all. So local resources like that PC, the remote PC is connected to printer, you want to take a print from it also, you can access their printers, clipboards, more options also available, ports, drivers, video captures, plug in play support is also there. This is audio settings, you can play songs like that, so like that. Okay, so this is the experience kind of stuff, smooth working kind of stuff. Okay, server authentication, connect from anywhere, that configuration related one. Just I'm trying to click connect, it won't connect it to anyone because it is not there in a my network, and it is a private IP, so it can't go to outside. So connect, and it will try to connect it, and then it will throw a error, because error is important, that's why I'm trying to connect it. Important is in a both the sides, means usually at a remote side, important thing is the connection should be enabled, remote access connection should be enabled, and make sure system is available and their IP address, username, password must be correct. Means our remote PC should be turn on, and the IP address and the username and password must be correct, and make sure it is connected to network, then only we can able to connect it. The first thing is, in a remote server we have to enable remote access, and make sure that is running, make sure IP address, username, password must be correct, and it is connected to network. So otherwise you will get a problem. Okay, you can't get connected. So that is why I'm waiting for this error. Okay, so that's what I said. Okay, other settings are there, I'm not going with that one. Okay, so that is a remote desktop connection. So while what I typed to open the remote desktop connection, anybody remember? MS means Microsoft Terminal Server Connection. Okay, you can directly open remote desktop, but this is the run command, mstcs. What is mstcs? Terminal server connection means there is a server maintaining this remote connections. So we can install a server. Through this server you can maintain the communication or a login, multiple users license. Okay, this will be we can able to use. So that is called a remote desktop service. Remote desktop service. So using this, you can manage how many PCs are there, how many users are accessing. Okay. So what is sharing kind of stuff, how many users, like number of licenses, we can maintain with this one. So this is called a terminal server. This is also called as a terminal server. Okay. So that's it is called Microsoft Terminal connection. Through that one, we can connect it. So it's okay if you don't understand also, but understand the concept of remote desktop. So I took a very big one, so we'll conclude now. I'm not concluding, but I want to tell original story now. Guys, understand remote desktop and why we need a remote desktop access. Anyone tell? So why it is the main purpose I told. What happened? What is the purpose of this remote desktop? Anybody? Why should I access remote PC? To connect for everywhere means, yeah, very good. One point is, yeah, I can no need to go to this particular machine in a location of this particular machine. I can access this machine from anywhere in the network. Very good. So we can use remote desktop. Very good. Yes, that is the chance. But I'm asking, why should you access? Why you should access remote server? We can access, but why you are accessing that one? So that's the simple thing, right? Why you check your email? To check it you got a mail or not, right? So very simple. So tell me why we are accessing. Main purpose is,
saving money.
yeah, very good. Saving money. Now no need to buy physical hardware, and not only just your physical machine means not only a desktop, also you have to install operating system licenses and other things you have to install, right? And you have to install with your required applications. So that is also difficult, because this application you want to run means these pieces also must have configured with that much of hardware capacity. Lower hardware capacity, waste na. So like that. Again, we are need to upgrade to run this application. So that type of machine we require. Very good. Reduce the money. The reason is like this. And why we are accessing? Why we are accessing? Of course, reduce the money is okay. And what you are accessing? At least see this one. What you are accessing? What is the purpose? We don't need a this desktop. Okay, we don't need this desktop. We need a oh, small boost up, guys. I'm also so weak. I traveled from last 3 days, completely traveling only. No sleeping at all. Just need a booster. What is this? Application. App means application. User want to access an application without installing into their physical machines. They want to access this application remotely. So what they do, that what they are using, they are using remote desktop. So they access the desktop of remote machine. So then they can access application in the machine. Guys, got the point or not? Oh,
Got it.
okay. Okay. So I want applications. So here is the question. You are accessing my complete desktop for accessing an application. For example, I have a multiple applications in my desktop. I have a multiple applications in my desktop. Very good. That's not like if you don't get it also. Okay, good. Okay. So I'm accessing the P1 user, the sitting person who's sitting in a P1 want to access an application from a from the S1's PC. What they are doing? They're using a remote desktop, accessing a remote desktop. For example, you want to access my application, my PC application. So what happened here? Um, for example, yeah, VMware workstation. This is easy. I have other things also. Okay, so this is my application. Your system don't have this application. Now you want that application, or maybe last time for a vSphere, so I given an access, right? So then you are controlling my PC. So you want this application from your side. Okay, so you are accessing my PC through remote desktop. So then you can able to access my application. So what you are accessing, you're accessing complete desktop. You're accessing complete desktop. So then you can access your required application. Same goes for others also. These are all accessing this S1 PC using remote desktop to access applications in this desktop. But problem is I am running multiple applications. Maybe Microsoft Office 2010, Katia, or maybe some VLSI designing software, or maybe some virtualization related software, or maybe I use some browsers. So like this. So different people require different type of applications. Okay. Um, but there are accessing my complete desktop. So what user want this side? What user is want? Complete desktop or a application access originally.
application access.
They want application. So if you give application, that is enough, right? No need to give complete desktop. So here in my
There is
remote
option
desktop,
to view particular application access or full desktop access.
so yeah, very good. So instead of giving full desktop access, I'll give particular application only. So using terminal server or a remote desktop server, okay, remote desktop services or a server, remote desktop server or a terminal server or a terminal server. There is an option called some remote apps kind of stuff. What I'm doing is app one users, which users, like a user 1, okay, user 1, user 5, user 6 can able to access. App 2, user 3, user 1, user 7 can able to access. Like, so I told these applications can access by the users. I told this application can access by these users. So instead of giving complete desktop access, I'm giving the particular application to a particular users. So they no need to access complete desktop. So simply they use a tool called a remote app. Earlier we use a browser to access, like a URL, like a HTTP colon IP address. Earlier we use it. Now you can use it like this. So go to the control panel. So I said no, you can get it from the control panel also. That is called a remote desktop and remote app. This is remote app and remote desktop connections. Remote app and remote desktop connections. If you go to this one, so it is not opening any CC. Access remote app and desktop. Okay, to access remote app and desktop. So what happened, so in my server is distributing some application remotely, so I can connect it from my desktop, just like click it, give their URL like this. So you can, if you see the example, so you can give URL or a login and go to the next, and you can able to connect it. It will display applications which you can able to access and start using it. Okay, so where is application? In the main server only, right? Where is the application? In a main
In
server
main
only,
server.
where application is running. Okay, application is running where application is running in the server only, but where, from where you are accessing, from remotely you are accessing these applications remotely. So you are accessing from your desktop, but actually it is in the remote server, and it is running in a remote server only. Okay, this is called a remote apps concept. Wait, someone asked me a question, is that is how to get a URL. Yeah, it is now we can't do anything, but so you have to do that practical, or maybe if you are working in somewhere, so your admin will give you the URL how to access the remote apps. Okay, so this is not a desktop virtualization, just a remote apps. This is called a presentation virtualization. This concept is called a presentation virtualization. Presentation virtualization, this is the concept of presentation virtualization. Okay, so virtually you are running a application in your desktop, but actually it is running in a remote server. So this is called a presentation virtualization. See, everything is same only, so we are mixing up in everything. Okay, so guys, understand remote desktop condition first. First one I told, remote desktop
Yes,
means one-to-one communication is there. If you multiple users want to access same desktop, you have to take Microsoft licenses. And important thing is why we should access the complete desktop by multiple users. So to access the application in it, you don't need to distribute complete desktop to everyone to access given access for applications. You can give permission to access application only through remote apps services. Yes, we can use remote desktop with IP addresses, but currently you can't do it. Like you, if you have a two laptops or two desktop kind of stuff in the same LAN network, so you can do it directly. So that's no problem. Okay. So, through internet, you need a public IP address. Through internet, if you want to access remote IP address, public IP address. Okay. Next one. What is the next one here? What I'm telling. Yes. So to instead of sharing a complete desktop, we are sharing only application, so the users can able to access only application. Of course, any which ways, multiple users are logging into same desktop either for one application or 10 applications or one or a remote desktop purpose. You must take a licenses. Okay, multiple licenses compulsory. Okay, the whole concept is remote desktop and remote apps concept, but remote apps concept is also, we can say, presentation virtualization. You need to go to that PC. From your PC you can able to access. That's it. Desktop virtualization is also there now, so I will cut only this part.